Hi guys, my name is Faith Roy. I'm a rising senior here at Westfield State University from the class of 2025, and I'm here today to talk about my recent internship opportunity with Interlink Publishing. I should mention that this is my first experience with an internship, so if it's your first time as well, I totally get how you feel, but I hope I can at least help quell any anxieties or answer any questions with this presentation. Firstly, I have to give credit to where it's due. My internship would not be possible without the efforts of Professor Michael Files here at the English Department and Harrison Williams, who served as my supervisor while working at Interlink. It's a local business about 24 miles away from the campus over in Northampton, which made it super helpful for me to figure out whether or not the publishing industry is the one I want to be in. Interlink Publishing is associated with Simon & Schuster but are considered an indie publisher. Since 1987, they've published titles from areas like the Middle East, the African continent, and the UK in order to spread underrepresented voices in the West. This is done across its three imprints: Interlink Books, Olive Branch Press, and Crocodile Books USA. Now, I signed up for the 120-hour internship agreement, meaning that I work about 8 hours a week. I liked out having no Tuesday classes, so I decided to get in all of my hours in one day. Obviously, that's not going to be the case for everyone in the program, but Interlink is fine with you coming in basically whenever as long as you're able to do the work you need to. You can even do remote work if that's an option. That remote work depends on what kind of internship you do. There's three options, at least in terms of what I was offered. There's marketing, which I will elaborate on. There's also working in the warehouse, where you'd be stocking, packing orders, and logging merchandise. And then there's designing, which means you're working with cover designs and page formatting, while also supporting the marketing team in their tasks. From my experience, marketing includes tasks I never ended up doing because of relevant needs, which usually determines your work. You're still promoting new, upcoming, and reprinted titles, but the tasks themselves might differ. You could create A-plus listings for Amazon, which draws people to buy the books online, take pictures and videos of these books, and post content on the official Interlink Publishing social media pages. I did quite a few things, such as working on AIs or advanced information. They're essentially a press kit, but for festivals and other events. These tend to have a lot of detailed information about each book, such as its page count, author bio, reviews, and select photographs. As an intern, you would primarily edit these, such as checking for errors of any kind and making sure the formatting is consistent. Now, by the time I got to it, pretty much all of the awards were closed for applications, but that doesn't make researching them any less important. Not only is it useful for relevant books, but it's good to have on hand for future ones as well. It's best to look into specialized awards, such as for the book's subject matter or genre, the author's gender or racial background, or something like an illustration or photography award if it applies. Because we tend to publish niche content, we have to find niche audiences, so a lot of time is going to be spent browsing Wikipedia and Google Maps to research demographics and outlets respectively. It sounds monotonous, and it can be, but this is super important because of how much of an influence this has on how each book is marketed and to whom. Of course, this isn't the only thing you'd be doing, so don't be discouraged if this sounds like a slog to you. Besides AIs, there's a lot of editing and last-minute revisions made in real time when doing festival prep. Sometimes there's a large document that you will add information such as demographics and key metropolitan areas to, which will be integrated into a script. Out of everything you do in the internship, this is the most important because it's how we're able to sell our books to other people. Impressions matter. When it comes to key concepts, you would be scanning through an upcoming title and taking notes on what you see as important topics that are covered by it. These observations are used to create keywords for online listings, such as on Amazon, so that it's more likely to pop up as a top result. Because of the nature of the assignment, it works great as a remote task, which is how I did it. Now, this is the one task I was asked not to show any direct records of due to its confidentiality. With that said, internet logging is an extremely valuable part of the job because of how much the internet's impacted marketing as a whole. You'd be searching through social media and search engines alike for any mention of a book or an author if tied to that specific book, including hashtags and tagged posts. Pitch emails are arguably the scariest part of the job because you're directly contacting other people about upcoming books for them to potentially review. I did these through an account that no longer exists, so I have no physical record, but these are some of the many contacts we have on the master list that you'd pull from. Obviously, you're not sending everyone these emails. Just follow the template, adjust when necessary, attach the press kit, and you're good to go. Speaking of press kits and last on the list, they're similar to AIs but meant for reviews and outlets rather than big events. As an intern, it's your job to make and organize them. Generally, these are about 1 to 2 pages long, depending on what content is available. Each one has a blurb, summary, author bio, and at least one review quote if there are any. An excerpt may be included as well. Overall, the work environment is chill, even during event prep, aside from the occasional interruption from some animal friends. There's always something to do and someone to help you if you're stuck, regardless of whether they're in your department or not. Nobody's expecting you to be a perfect intern. Just remember to bring warm clothing if you're working during the fall or winter, since there's no heating in the office. There's a lot of things I really liked about working outside of those things. You can eat and take bathroom breaks whenever, which is always nice. Working there means you get access to content that most of the public won't get their hands on for months, including physical copies of upcoming titles, which is awesome. Plus, being able to get a glimpse into the elusive world of publishing is a privilege I could personally never pass up on. In terms of drawbacks, you'd be doing office work if you're a marketing or designing intern, which isn't for everyone. Sending emails to big companies like the New York Times can be nerve wracking. You can also feel scared or burnt out due to topical events, since Interlink is very involved in those. And since you'd be working online, there's a chance you'll accidentally download a Trojan virus on the work computer in front of your boss. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know if I want to go into marketing specifically, but I want to be involved in the publishing industry in some way. I was privileged to be in a great environment with great people and a satisfying workflow. I had a lot of fun during my time with them, even when it was remote work. If I were given the chance to, I would absolutely intern there again or even work there in the future. So, if you're like me and want to go into the publishing industry in some way, or if you want to get into marketing, really love books, or really hate customer service type jobs, are a student activist or an aspiring author, love getting in touch with other cultures or with your own roots, or you just have no idea where you are on your path to becoming an English major, then working with Interlink Publishing is the right internship for you. Again, I want to thank Harrison Williams, Jared Sarney, Garrett Pinder, and the rest of the staff, including the animals, over at Interlink Publishing for the support and kindness given to me during the internship. I also want to thank Professor Michael Files and the Westfield State English Department for allowing me the opportunity to work at Interlink Publishing. I hope they can do the same for you. Good luck!